Hey, what's up? This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in this video, we're going to answer YouTube's subscriber or validate a YouTube subscriber's information, which I really appreciate when subscribers help us out here. This is all about sharing. They said that here in North Carolina, employers can only garnish your pay if you have, and just to reiterate, your employer doesn't want to garnish your wages. It's the company or creditor that got a judgment and they want to garnish your wages. But only student loan, alimony, child support, taxes, ambulance services, and those are the only ones. And I did a little bit more research. We got court ordered child support. I think that's did mention that on, yeah, child support. Uh, and this is kind of crazy. Garnishment orders issued by other states. That's very vague. That's very vague. But this is good information, because when I talk about garnishments, like the first thing that I always tell people to do is to figure out and find out, number one, what are the garnishment laws for your state. There's uh, 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 certain types of garnishments that cannot be ordered, or certain types of creditors who can't garnish you. And every state is different. You know, it's crazy. We live in the United States, but we had the ununited laws of statute of limitations and garnishment laws. It's just different in all 50 states. But the first thing that you should do is, number one, if you're having financial trouble, is that you should, and it's unemployed, you're unemployed or something like that, or disability or medical, one of those, you should immediately look up and see what are the laws regarding that situation in your state. But even if you can't find it, you should just immediately call the debt collector and let them know your situation, because they will probably put a halt to everything. The other thing that you should do is, in your state, you should look at if you can be garnished by some of the other creditors that can, like the payday loans and auto repo, all of those types of collection companies. If they can garnish you, you need to look at what is the limit, like what is the amount of money that you're able to earn with dependents. Like in our state of Wisconsin, they take a certain amount that you can get weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly, and then they also give you let that get increased by the amount of dependents that you have. So if you got four dependents, five dependents, including your wife, or people who you can prove are dependents that you're taking care of, it could even be a parent. They don't have no age group. As long as they're really a dependent for you, you can get more income, which will lower your ability to be garnished, or the amount would be reduced. So you should always check those things out, and then because that can get it slowed down and stopped. Now, regarding North Carolina, this is a very for what they have, very lucky if you live in North Carolina to not be able to be garnished for payday loans and auto repo debt, that type of stuff, credit card debt, those. But what I want you to watch out for is what's called a foreign judgment. Now, it's rarely used, but if you lived in another state and they you had an address in that state, and then they get that judgment there, and then they do what's called a foreign judgment over to another state. It looks like North Carolina is honoring that. And you have to be very careful with those, because when they get a foreign judgment against you, there's really nothing that you can do, because they usually will do that without you really knowing. And the only proof that they're utilizing to be able to get that without you being there is your last address. So be very careful. This is why experience matters when it comes to this stuff, because this is something that had happened to me years ago with a business, an account that I had with a business, that I didn't even do anything with that business, and they had actually did a foreign judgment against me in all the way in California, and I've never lived in California. And so you had to be very, that happened when I didn't live there. But what I've seen them try to do, or what I think someone would try to do now, is if you lived in that state, because they really broke all types of rules by doing that against me in California. But it was a mess for me to get out of that. That's something that happened more than 20 years ago, and I don't even, I use it as something to relay to my YouTube subscribers or customers, to let them know that I know exactly what you're going through, because I've had to work my way out of certain situations. So this is great information, though. If you live in North Carolina or whatever state you live in, you got court summons, you got judgments, or you got collections coming after you. It would be a way of calming your nerves down, calming yourself down, by knowing what they can and can't do in regards to them coming after you. So if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. The link is below this video. If you need your credit reports and scores, please go to the website, the number 3scores.com. I really appreciate it. You can get everything that you need there. It's going to have all of the information, the comments. I'm talking about everything that you're going to need. And if you decide to work with us, that's the reporting agency that works best with our software that we use. And then if you have debt collectors coming after you and you want to try to see if you can stop them, grab one of my letters, the cease and desist collection activities letter, the statute of limitations letter, if the debt is past the legal statute of limitations, and you will know that by going to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. At the bottom, click on my blog, and you will be able to type in statute of limitations, and you'll see the page that'll show you the legal statute of limitations for our United States, but the United States has different statute of limitation years for every state in the United States. Some of them are the same, but most of them are different. You can get that letter below here, and also the debt validation letter. You should always validate a debt regardless, because that can put you in a better situation to settle that debt. All right, I'm going to end the video here. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you, and until next time.